It's the Playhouse Podcast with Kat and JJ.
Believe it. I missed everything.
Miss the show?
What am I going to do?
Check out the Daily Podcast.
Finding out early Monday morning during our live show that Kat has been breaking the law for the better part of the year, and she turned herself in yesterday. If you didn't hear what that was all about, it's coming up in a couple of seconds. Let's start the podcast.
All right. When I read this morning, I'm just like, come on. We fight so hard. We can vote now. We don't
as
have
women
to be in the kitchen the whole time. We can drive. We can have an opinion. And then, you know, women like this is her own body. Her name is Bonnie Blue. She is an adult star. But, like, she gave consent for all 400 men to consume her body fully. They went all the way with her, 400 of them. And only one of them
get to the point where your body can handle that.
I know. Like, she had to go to the hospital the next day.
I
She did. No, honestly.
I bet you got to sit in an ice bath for a couple of days.
It just sounds terrible, but she is now announcing that she is pregnant. One of the guys did what he had to do and made it happen.
William, you are not. JR, you are not. Jeremy, you are not.
Oh my God.
How do you know? You're right. How do you know? Unless all of these guys had taken some kind of a DNA test beforehand, how do you know?
But this is the quote that I would expect her to say when they said, you know, the potential of the pregnancy, like who's the father. She said, quote, that is a problem for another day. And yes, she does have many a month to figure it out.
So let's say you put yourself in that situation. You're an adult actress and you're going to do one of these things. How are you not on every type of birth control? Not just one, but all of them.
I don't know if she went in because she intentionally had unprotected coitus with 400 men. This was a conscious decision by all of them.
Let's say they all get tested ahead of time and they're all clean dudes. You're still not on birth control?
They all had to be tested.
Okay.
So it was this was like a planned out expedition for her.
This wasn't a wild weekend?
No, this was planned out. Guys had to go get tested. They had to get their papers. Like, you had to check in at a register table, you know, like when you go to pay at a tournament.
Okay, so real quick, how many types of birth control are there for women? You can get you got the pill. You can get can you get a shot?
You can get a shot.
And then you can get the IUD.
You can get a chip.
You can get like a
pill.
Like a sponge or something, or what do you call it? The it's pretty old school, but it would be like a blocker,
gross. Nobody does that.
No. A diaphragm. A diaphragm. So you've got at least 4 different options. If you're in this type of business, how are you not on all of them?
I don't know. I don't know if her hope was to see if out of all 400 she could get pregnant, but she did.
I think your odds are pretty good.
But like when I woke up and read that, I was just like, come on, you know, like. But some people have just like these lofty goals. You know what mine is? To drive past Arby's today and not get anything. That is my goal today.
Well done. Out of all let's take the tens,
you better watch what you say right now.
Tens of thousands of people you've dated and been intimate with.
Wow,
how many?
Disgusting.
How many of them have been actual nerds?
You know, I've only dated 6 people in my whole life.
This month?
My whole life. And I would say the nerdiest was probably Matt. Matt was very nerdy, really into cars. And that was kind of it. Like, he was a virgin until he was 31. I met him when he was 30 and a half.
Is that make you nerdy?
No, it doesn't.
What would you say? What would you say makes a guy a nerd?
I would say when he has passions for things that the normal guy wouldn't, you know, like maybe he's not into sitting at a sports bar all day. Maybe he would rather go to a card collection convention or something, or like go trading cards, or would rather have like a game night. Game nights are fun.
That stuff has become so much more mainstream with Comic-Con being so big and everything like that, right? But Kat had shown me this video. This guy basically is about the prototypical nerd you would find on the internet.
Yeah.
And they screen over And his wife is an absolute...
girlfriend.
It's his girlfriend?
Yeah.
Absolute smoke show. But what makes this guy such a nerd?
So I started collecting right after the show came out, but honestly, there was not a lot of merch out there. I was already a Funko Pop collector, so that was kind of the easiest way to get into collecting Stranger Things items. So I started collecting all the Funko Pops. In the beginning, I thought I was only going to collect the Funko Pops of Stranger Things, but that didn't last very long.
Then the camera rolls over, and it looks like he's dating a supermodel.
But I mean, the internet was really nasty about it. They were like, there's no way. Like, how much money did you pay her to go sit in your room? And she goes, I'm sorry, but this is my boyfriend, and he treats me better than any man that I've ever been with. So
we floated the question out about if you're dating a nerd or married to an actual nerd and they don't take it as an offense, what's the benefits here? Some of the popular answers: they don't want to leave the house. I married one, and now we have a son, says Jennifer. Ryan had said, we are full of random facts. Some may find them interesting, but some may think we're dull. We're a walking book of useless knowledge.
Okay. Well, that stuff could win you money one day.
Miranda says, I like a nerdy man, especially one covered in tattoos and a beard. Ooh, yeah, come to mama. And then Libby said, you don't have to worry about them finding a side piece. Is that the ultimate number one reason you would date a nerd, is because he's probably just going to covet you?
Yes. And I think women will try out the hotter version, the more wild version. And then you're like, like when I get serious, I want to slow it down. I want to be with somebody that will cherish every moment with me and hold me up on this like pedestal. And I feel like nerds would do that.
Diana is on hold. And if I'm reading this right, she's currently dating a nerdy guy. So I want to find out what's the benefit about this. But if you married or are dating somebody you would actually consider a nerd and it's not offensive, what's the big benefit? Will you holler at us? I want to talk to Diana and you next.
Have you watched Stranger Things at all?
I watched the first episode and I just didn't get into it, so I bailed. I know everybody waits for the last and they comment. It wasn't for me, man.
I think it's one of those things that I'm going to be very upset that I missed out on. Maybe I should just do one episode of Treadmill and see if I can get into it. Sometimes you got to work your way in. Like the last season of Schitt's Creek, I really had to watch the first few episodes. But anyway, I digress. The Stranger Things topic that we're talking about today, this guy in Massachusetts, he has the biggest collection out there, 6,000 plus products, things that were put out, Stranger Things, and he collected them and he made this video.
So I started collecting right after the show came out, but honestly, there was not a lot of merch out there. I was already a Funko Pop collector, so that was kind of the easiest way to get into collecting Stranger Things items. So I started collecting all the Funko Pops. In the beginning, I thought I was only going to collect the Funko Pops of Stranger Things, but that didn't last very long.
Okay, so
as Mom, don't do the Funko Pops.
Ryan, are you doing another video downstairs?
What that's going to lead to. But yeah, in the video, this hot chick in the background, and people are like, "What? How much do you have to pay her to sit there?" And she's like, "That's my boyfriend, and he may be nerdy, but he treats me well." And so
there's something about that where I have several friends from high school or even college that were really nerdy, and they end up dating and marrying the hottest chicks.
There you go. And I bet the chicks are hot and happy.
There it is.
Just how you like it.
And Diana, I'm assuming you're the same way because you're dating a nerd, right?
I love him. I'm really getting a thing for nerdy men now. I mean, they just want to make sure you're settled and you have everything you need.
What makes him nerdy?
He just knows a lot of facts, and he's got this thing about games and board games.
Okay.
I have to draw the line there, though.
Oh, okay.
How hard is the line? He can never play board games again, or what board game bothers you that he plays?
Tell me it's Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh my God. How did you know?
So what do you mean you're drawing the line there? Like he's spending too much time, too much money on it? What's the deal?
He only gets once a year, one day to play it because it's just too much with him and his nerdy friends.
So 1 year to play it all day, like sun up to sundown?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, a marathon.
1 day a year.
Okay. And then other times it's just like sporadic throughout the year he can get together, but not for like long periods of time.
Right. Maybe when I'm not home.
I appreciate you calling the show, but do you tell your other friends that, you're dating a guy that's got the nerd thing going on?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's in, girl.
Really attractive to me now.
Yeah.
It's attractive. I really have a thing. I mean, this is my first time dating a nerdy guy, and I'm really enjoying it.
This is going to make you think triple time next time you make a cup of coffee in your hotel room. Have you ever done that? I've never done that.
Yeah, I do all the time.
Okay, good luck.
So you're traveling and you didn't pack enough underwear, and you're just like, oh my gosh, what am I going to wear tomorrow? Every room has like a coffee pot thing in it. All you have to do, put your underwear where you would put the coffee grounds. You close it. You press brew, and it puts scorching hot water through it. You guys, then the hairdryer in the bathroom, you blow dry those bad boys, and you got yourself a cleaner pair of underwear.
Wait, why can't you just run the hot water into a cup and then put your underwear in there?
You know, I had to do that the other day.
What? You had to.
We went to an out-of-town basketball tournament, and I'm like, who is this girl? Normally, I pack for like an overnight with like 12 pair of underwear because you never know. I didn't pack any underwear, and so I had to wash it in the hotel sink and then
That's different.
put it on the.
That's fine. I get that.
But I didn't put it in a coffee maker.
I've had points where I only brought like one pair of dress socks for a 3-day weekend or something like that, and I had a dress-up event the next night. So that morning, I'd wash my socks and let them dry or hit them with the hairdryer. But like putting your underwear in the Keurig.
Just think about it.
Jeez Louise.
Really gross.
Hey, good morning. It's Kat and JJ. Thanks for rolling with us. I appreciate it. You have to tell everybody what you did yesterday.
I did something that you'll never do in your life, would make you extremely uncomfortable, made other people feel uncomfortable. I went and saw Wuthering Heights by myself.
Jesus.
I was in the Dream Lounger theater, which means I put down both and made it into a big bed. I was by myself. Nobody else was in there. When I walked up to get my ticket, she looked behind me and then like around me. And then I said, just one. And then she goes, I've seen a movie by myself before.
Oh, she was trying to make you feel better.
To make me feel better, yeah. And then it was just like leveling up my dorkness every moment, you know. And then she's like, do you have a loyalty card? I had a loyalty card. So I swiped the loyalty
You were
card.
checking all the boxes
I
there.
did. And then I went up and I got a number 6, which was a small junior popcorn and an Aquafina. And next to me was this
That was
dad
$48?
yes, like it was a very expensive date to take me out. I was like, girl, you are expensive. But then I got in there and it was a very long movie. It was really good.
You fell asleep, didn't you?
No, it was really good. But yeah, I would do it again.
The
I have
highlight
no
of your
problem with it.
Are you telling me the highlight of your weekend was going to a movie by yourself and being softly criticized by the ticket taker?
Yeah. Well, Liam was very upset. He was like, please don't let anyone see you. You know, he's
And
never.
So the first thing you wanted to do was talk about it on the radio.
I've never seen him noticeably embarrassed by me.
When it
but
starts, it's all over.
his faces were like so judgmental. A couple of my friends the night before were like, what are you doing with your Saturday? I'm like, I'm going to a movie by myself. And their faces, you know, he's like, I've never done that before.
Boy.
I'm like, well, great. That's awesome.
Bring Greg onto the show. We saw your text, and I know you and Kat have been kind of texting back and forth here a little bit. We got job issues, correct?
I don't really know.
Okay.
I think that I work hard enough. I try my best, but my boss actually just pulled me aside a week ago and said that I wasn't working hard enough and I wasn't doing my best. So I'm kind of feeling like sort of stuck in this position because I give everything I have, right? But then I have these moments with my boss where he's like, it's not enough.
Yeah.
So I don't know, and I definitely think I'm working hard enough.
You think you're working hard enough. He does not. So I don't know, JJ, you might match my sentiment where you go in and say, what does it take? So then you know what they're expecting.
There's some unclear expectations here.
Yeah.
So you want this position and you don't know what you have to do to get it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
And
tough.
I feel like I'm doing everything I can, right? But it just doesn't seem like it's enough.
And I feel like you're a nice person and you might in your mind think that you're doing everything, but I've met people that think they are, but they're not.
Well, to
and
be
it's
a
kind of
boss-
hard to face that.
To be a boss and tell somebody you're not doing everything you can without clear indications of what that needs to be is just a jerk move.
I think you do need some guidance. And I think it would show a very mature side of you and one that's committed to that position in saying, I need you to tell me, like, what is it that you expect? And then you have to do it, though.
am
Like,
I
if you're going
missing?
to ask for it, you have to do it.
If that dude wasn't such a douchebag, I probably would have asked.
All right, I got you.
Cat and JJ.
Let's do this. Have you ever started a job or been at a job where they just didn't really tell you what your expectations were?
Not really, but like there were some times that I felt like I was maybe like flailing a little bit and
I've had
didn't have any guidance.
several
but
jobs when I was younger where they just said, all right, figure it out. And I'm like, how do you,
That's not good.
I look back on that now and I'm like, how do you expect somebody to give you what you want out of them?
However,
You know what I mean?
have worked with some, I'm getting the feeling from that conversation we just had that Greg is not doing everything. You know people that have even worked here that claim they are just working their hardest,
And they
yet
slide
you
by.
see, and then you pick up the slack, but they swear up and down like I'm giving 110%.
Do you feel
know,
like
you're
right now
what?
you're picking up anyone else's slack?
Yeah.
You're
think
okay
I'm
with
looking
that?
at you?
Yeah, you've been picking up my slack for years, so I don't
not
care about
not
you.
you.
looking
It's
at
just
me.
as of recent, there was one thing where I'm just like, I don't know. I don't believe that you can't do.
See,
that.
and I'm on the other side. I've completely, over the last 10 years, washed myself of doing everyone else's work.
Yeah.
I just surround myself with good people and I do my job. And if you didn't do your job, that ain't for me to pick up.
Yeah.
That's not my job. And I hate when people say that, but it's not. Sometimes you get too far in to a job and now you find you're doing everyone else's job.
We've got email.
So Dana reached out to us last week, and I told her on your way to work, crank up the radio. Let's see if we can help her out. She said, hey, guys, I'm wondering if you could tell me your thoughts. When I was 17, I got a mouth infection, leading me to lose all of my teeth. I've had dentures since then. They look amazing, and at this point, the only people that really know are my family. I've had boyfriends before that have not reacted in the best way after finding out. I just started seeing this guy. We've been going on a few dates. I really like him. My sister told me I didn't need to tell him until things got more serious, but I really don't want to waste my time in case he decides to split like the other ones. The only time that I don't have them in is when I sleep. Is this something that I should be upfront with him about, or let him fall in love with my personality and then bring it up? Dana.
Listen, I'm not going to get super gross on you, but I think a lot of guys would be into this.
I know what you're insinuating, and that is gross.
Oh, no. Just good oral hygiene is what I'm insinuating.
But I feel for people that have something like that and it weighs on their mind. Like if you're watching Love is Blind, one of my shows right now, she was born with these birthmarks that were cancers, could have melanoma in them. And so they took them off, did like a skin graft, and then now she has this like kind of disfigured arm. And you can tell that it's on her mind when she walks into a room. Is everybody staring at it?
Tatted up.
Is this guy? Yeah. I mean, I said she should make it like put that arm on the table when you're talking to somebody.
Break
like
the ice?
What better way to make people realize that it's okay to look, ask questions, and then get over it?
Would you care if your husband had dentures when you started dating him?
Probably. I was a little
Really?
shallow.
Oh, that surprises me.
I was a little shallow. I think a lot of people are really shallow. And I think you're like, you want to date someone at their best. And then you know that down the line, when you guys grow old together, stuff like that is bound to happen. You'll get paunchy, you'll lose your teeth, but that's the better for worse. But right now, when you're dating, you're like,
I would still rather date somebody with dentures than smoker mouth. I don't care if you have dentures. Like, most of the time, it's out of your control. I mean, or you're just trying to look better and feel better. I would honestly be concerned. Like, I wouldn't be able to have as many steaks with you.
yeah.
That would
And
be my
Dana
big-
sent that photo, and she is a beautiful girl.
Great smile.
And you cannot tell at all that they're fake teeth.
So let's say your husband splits for Tijuana and you start dating again, and that guy's got dentures. Is that a no-go now? Wow, it is.
No, it's not. Like, I don't know how I would react, but I do think lying, starting it out like that is never good.
But you're not
That's
lying.
starting your
You're
whole
just-
relationship off.
Yeah, but you don't give
with a
somebody your
lie.
whole medical history when you start dating. You don't open up your My Chart for them.
No, like having skin tags removed when, in your early 20s, whatever, that is what it is.
What's the difference? Would you tell them about that?
No, it's weird.
Well, then you're lying. It's just dentures, man. They just glue in their teeth. What's the big deal?
Yeah.
I'm really surprised you're acting this
No,
way.
I want Dana to feel secure with who she's dating, but I also don't think you should lie. I think you will at one point find the person who doesn't care and loves you for you and is not surface. And, you know, I don't want her to feel bad.
I'd be interested real quick. When you started dating the person you're with right now, did you leave anything out? Tuesday morning, right when we start the show, we're going to try and give you some dough. $200 for 5 words. Can you figure out our coulda, shoulda, woulda game? I hope so. It's worth getting up early with us right at 6 a.m. Tuesday morning as we wrap up the podcast now. Good morning. We were talking about the email that we got from a woman named Dana, and basically she has dentures. She had, what would you say, it was a mouth illness or something?
Said she had a mouth infection when she was 17. So she's had these dentures since then.
Imagine being a teenager with dentures. That's got to be rough.
That would be very rough. And then she said that she's had several boyfriends that she has told right away. And when they found out, they just kind of split. And now she's seeing this guy. And she's like, I really like him. Her sister's like, you don't have to tell him anything until things get really serious.
Yeah, I agree.
But then she's like, I don't want to waste my time. And that's what the dating world is. It's just a waste of your time until you find the one. But she's like, it's only when she sleeps that she takes him out. And she just doesn't know if she should be upfront with him or let him fall in love with her personality. And then boom, hit him with the gum.
But I feel like we all omit something when you first start dating, right? There's always something about you don't want to air out right away. What was that for you, Jeremy?
So Emily was getting ready to come up to the hunting land, and we have 0 water, 0 power. We got a hand pump for power or for water. We have an outdoor outhouse to go to the bathroom. She's loading in her to-go bag, her suitcase, curling iron, hair dryer, all this stuff, and I didn't say a word.
Because you knew she would not go with you, right?
Oh, she would have never went with.
And what's her reaction when you get there?
Her mouth dropped a little bit, but we're still married 22 years later. And now she doesn't skip a beat, or even after that, she doesn't skip a beat because there's no cell service. You can disconnect, and it's absolutely amazing.
I love a girl that can adjust, man. I appreciate you. I know you go through birthdays and your paparazzi every once in a while, but who is older, Kat? Macaulay Culkin or Pitbull?
That would be Pitbull.
They're the same age.
Are they really?
Macaulay Culkin is the same age
45?
as Pitbull. Yeah, they're 45. Who's older, Leonardo DiCaprio or Steve-O from Jackass?
Steve-O.
They're the same age.
Are they really? Are these all?
Yeah, these are all the same age. I just saw this list of men who are surprisingly the same age.
And surprisingly alive. Like Steve-O being alive.
Dude, that guy
is nuts to me.
I heard a podcast with Johnny Knoxville a few months ago, and to hear how many concussions this man has had in his life and broken almost every single bone.
Unreal.
It's just ridiculous. Do you know that Snoop and Elon are the same age?
Are they really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I always see Snoop as like a 20-year-old guy, like when he first started. And I know, like, after seeing him at the Olympics and everything like that, and knowing he's a grandfather and everything is ridiculous. Jeff Bezos and Brad Pitt are the same age.
Okay. And who do you think looks better? Well, I think Brad Pitt looks really good, but the smoking doesn't help him. I think Jeff Bezos gets a lot of work done.
I think you're right. I think he's under the knife quite a bit. Ryan Reynolds and Blake Shelton are the same age.
Okay.
I would have thought Blake was a lot older than Ryan Reynolds. Paul McCartney and Joe Biden are the same age.
What?
Yeah.
That one is weird. Yeah.
I mean, Joe Biden, I felt like even at the election, he was like on his last legs.
Yeah. I feel like he's doing much better. Have you seen him lately?
Who wouldn't?
Who
wouldn't be better getting out of the president's office?
I think he's getting a lot of help with his doctors. Not that you can go backwards with dementia. You can only kind of keep developing symptoms, but he just seems
health-wise, he looks 100% better.
Yeah.
But Paul McCartney's still doing shows. You know what I mean? Can you imagine Joe Biden having to go out for 3 hours a night and sing and sweat?
No.
Like, that would have never happened. And the last one that really got me, Keanu Reeves is the same age as Rob Lowe.
Okay.
Both these guys are 61 years old. Keanu Reeves looks 35 to me, and Rob Lowe looks 35 to me.
Rob Lowe in the latest Bert Kreischer show.
Oh, yeah.
So funny.
Great.
So funny.
Bingo! How fun!
Last week, someone lost an eye at bingo. Bingo!
Bingo what bingo?
Bingo! All right, here's how listener bingo works. Kat and I are each looking for something very specific this morning, and Cameron's been patiently waiting on hold, but we don't know yet which one she fits. Is she somebody listening
who drinks too much coffee every single day? And in your mind, what is too much? Duncan is testing a 48-ounce bucket of iced coffee. First starting out in New England, going to make its way to us.
Dunks, what are you doing to me? It's New England in a freaking bucket. I love it. Listen to that. It's the most satisfying swirl.
Well, do you remember the very first time you ever went to like a truck stop and saw a trucker walk in with one of those, it's got to be a gallon mug.
Yeah.
And then they fill it up with coffee and they take a poops and they know all the people at the truck stop and then they carry it out and they almost need a roller bag to get that thing out. I'm like, you're going to drink all that?
Yes, they do.
Holy moly.
I don't even know how many ounces that would be. So how many ounces is this? What
That's
do you think?
16.
This is 16?
Yeah, that's a pint.
Is it really?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll have like 3 of these.
I'll have 1.
Really?
Yeah.
I win.
Y'all are crazy. I'm looking for anyone listening who has been in such a big moment that there were dozens of people losing their ish celebrating. Like when the U.S. won the gold medal. Have you seen the locker room footage of this?
Yeah, it's wild.
It is, but like if you ever wanted to be one place where there was nothing but love and celebration, it was the locker room after the U.S. won the gold medal. So that's what I'm looking for. Cameron, I appreciate your patience. Which one do you fit?
I fit the drinking too much coffee.
All right. How much?
Give me a number.
So in the morning, I'm actually on my way to work right now. In the morning, I will stop at Dunkin' and I will get a large iced coffee, whatever I like. Then during my lunch break, I'll go get another large one. Most of the time on my way home, I will get another one if they're still open, depending on their hours. So
wow,
I drink a lot of Dunkin'.
That's a lot of money, though.
Yeah, that's where I wanted to go with this. How much does each of those cost you?
She goes, it is.
$5.
Okay, so you're
$5 to
dropping
$6, depending on if I have it.
$20 on tips and tax per day. You're going to work 5 days a week. You're spending $10,000 a year on coffee. You know that.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
The expendable income. Good for you.
I guess. Are you at the point now where if you don't show up, they put out like an APB for you? They're like, has anybody seen Cameron today? Because what do you think happened to her? I hope nothing bad happened.
I'm not sure, but I do know that they have my order memorized in the morning. The morning staff have my order memorized. So if I pull up or if I do an online order, they're like, oh, she's here, just pull around.
Isn't there something special as an adult about that? I don't know what the value is, but the little hometown bar and restaurant that's right next to where my wife and I live, we'll walk in and there's 2 or 3 different bartenders that will just start pouring.
It's the Cheers effect.
The drink we want. You're right. It is.
It makes you feel like you are part of something, and that is what every human craves.
And then when my wife sits down, and you can tell when she's hungry, and if she doesn't order the same thing, they get shocked.
Wow.
Like, they're like, wait, are you sure? Like, who are you? What did you do with Trisha?
And do you have the same coffee order, or throughout the day, do you have less sugar, or is it the same order?
Well, usually it's the same order. Sometimes I'll get like an extra shot of espresso if I didn't get enough sleep.
Yeah.
But it's always the exact same. But if they have the holiday drinks, I will get the exact same holiday drink for the entire time they have it out.
And never a donut or a muffin or anything. It's just the coffee.
Sometimes a donut. I really like those brownie batter ones they had for Valentine's Day.
For sure. You're
don't
only
like sugar
human.
every day.
Your cat spirit animal.
Right.
She's just been, the whole time we've been talking to you, her mouth opens a little bit more like, I got to get to know her a little bit better.
We have to get coffee one day.
Yeah.
Have you stopped already this morning, or are you on your way?
I work in Brainerd, so.
Okay.
Yeah, but have you stopped already this morning at Dunkin', or are you on your way?
No, I'm on my way.
All right. Well, tell them we said hi. We appreciate you checking in. I hope you have a great day today.
All right. Yeah, you too.
We're going to play We Listen and We Don't Judge. You ready?
No, I'm very horrible at this.
I know you are. I'm going to tell you something, and you're going to be like, how did you let it get so out of control, so out of hand? But Derek walked me out to my car on Friday, and he looked at my license plate, and I had not renewed my tabs. So I thought my tabs, I don't sit there and like watching the mailbox. When are they coming? And in 2 weeks, it would have been a year.
Whoa.
I had expired tabs for the whole year.
And the worst is what are you doing? You're running the risk of not.
Yeah.
They're going to make you pay for the other year when you get the new ones anyway.
They did. And I was worried about, because we work right across the parking lot from where I had to go. And so I'm like, I got to go do this. If I get stopped, they're going to be like, what are you thinking? And so I walk in there I take a ticket. They call my number. I walk up to the woman and she said, what can I help you with? And I said, my tabs are expired. And she does her long nails on, click, 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 click. And she goes, whoa, it's almost a year. She's perfect. I would love to follow her around for a day and make sure that she does everything.
The attitude.
By the book. The face was like, you need to get your life together. My life is falling apart.
I get an email or a mail, piece of mail that says you have to.
I normally do. And I think I did. And then I maybe put it on my mail center and maybe things stacked up. I always pay our bills on time. And I've never not paid this. And I never look at my license plate. So I looked, and then so I had to pay for the back year. And then she goes, let's just get this next year out of the way. So
now you have tabs on your vehicle that are legal and new tabs that are sitting in your mail pile. That'll be ready for you to lose for next year.
Yeah. So I sold Liam to pay for them.
They're horrible. How much?
Almost $900.
Yeah. Isn't that the worst?
I wanted to cry. Well, Derek's car is older. So you know how much his tabs are? $80.
Mine are over $700.
That's ludicrous to drive your vehicle on the roads. Shame on them.
I'm really surprised you don't hear more of people making that little green sticker at home on their own printer.
Yeah.
And just running. Because, so my question is, let's say you get pulled over. Obviously, you're going to get a ticket. It's probably going to be a heavy ticket for forging your tabs, right? But what if you do it for 5 years and then you get rid of that car?
Right.
Can they really can they back tax you on that?
I don't know. I'm very surprised people don't do it too. I'm sure people do. If you're doing it right now, give us a call.
Yeah, or text us. We're not going to turn you over to the fuzz or anything like that. But I just know forger, people will go and forge bills, dollar bills.
Yeah.
Right. I can't believe more people don't forge those little stickers.
That's a good combo. What about you right now is illegal?
Because that would be easy to do.
Because I was driving, basically breaking some law, and if I were to get pulled over, it would have been a heavy fine. I would have had to pay for those back pay, and then now for the gold tabs.
Obviously, not encouraging it, but I would. If you really wanted to get away with that, I think you could. Because how long are you going to own your vehicle? 5 years, 6 years at the most, probably.
Who knows?
You could, okay, so let's say you're paying $500 a year on those,
and you
minimum.
Just switch out the color.
That's $3,000. You just if you print off a new sticker that looks like that with AI right now, you're telling me you couldn't make that in 5 minutes if you had a good printer at home?
But isn't this in the system somewhere where if I go to get a new car and new plates, they're going to be like, you never paid.
I've never once gotten a new car and they looked at my old one and went, are those tabs legal?
Yeah.
I think you could get away with that. I'm not encouraging it, but I'm thinking if you drive like a sensible human being and don't get pulled over, I bet you could get away with that for years.
Right. When I looked down, I was like, and I didn't even Google what the fine or the fee is, but they cap it at $40. So, but I had read it goes up 1% every single day.
That you're driving with expired tabs?
Yeah. So and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to owe so much money. But it wasn't much more than what my tabs normally cost. But yeah. And then Derek doesn't ever set my mind at ease. He's like, oh my God, you're going to jail. I can't believe
Oh my God, the girl that gave you the face just texted in.
Kat, I don't know.
I didn't know who you were. For sure, I would have cited you for expired tabs.
Oh, no, that's not her.
I thought it was her.
If I didn't know who you were, I for sure would have cited you.
Oh, you know what? I bet you Jessica's
Is this a cop? Yeah.
She's a cop.
September
says, I've heard a lot of people stealing tabs off other cars. And I've heard that too. And that's why a lot of people will go out once you put your tabs on. They'll run a razor blade across it a few times in different ways. So if you try and steal it, you can only peel a little piece off.
And evading taxes. Jessica, have a cocktail. Settle down, girl.
What if you go to the joint for this?
I will not. I already paid.
I
already paid an exorbitant amount of money.
Your little
just
mugshot with the green
car.
sticker up by you and everything.
Coming up next. Here's what's next with Cat and JJ.
It is one of those things. I understand where the money goes, but it's still kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Pay $700.
Is this Jessica calling? Now she's all mad at me.
I don't think this is. Hey, good morning. It's Cat and JJ. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Just the thing about your tabs, counterfeiting tabs. If you work in the cities or whatever, they have them plate readers on the squad cars. They can watch license plates.
Yeah.
And if you weren't up to date on your plates, they would get a notice on the reader.
But so when you redo your tabs, it updates your plates. So it's like, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So it says.
But like if you drive like a
compliant.
sensible human being, you could probably get away with this for years, couldn't you?
Depends on where you live, because with the plate readers, they're reading every car that goes by them.
So you're telling me
it doesn't matter if you're speeding or not. It's just going to scan any license plate.
Wait, squad cars just do this? They just scan your plate and know if you've got an outstanding warrant or you're driving without a license or if that plate is behind?
And if you're speeding up to a cop car, it will clock you from behind.
I knew that, but I didn't know that they scanned all the. So you're a state patrol officer and you're just driving down the road. You've got a camera constantly scanning plates?
Either you got a camera, else you're doing it by hand on the computer.
Well,
how do you know all this?
How do I know that?
Mm-hmm.
My son's assistant chief of police, and my other son's a county deputy.
So you
you can't do anything illegal anymore, can you?
No.
I don't get a chance to watch a whole lot of TV, and when I do, I'm really selective because there's just so much crap out there and it's all negative. But one of the things that my wife and I like to do is on Sunday night, usually to wind down, we'll watch Naked and Afraid. For whatever reason, we just sit there and we just hammer on these people. We're like, you're so stupid. Like neither of us could ever do this, but we just take it out on these people like nobody's business.
Yeah. If you listen in our house when we watch, it's all about how we would do things better.
Sure. But last
I'm
night
like,
was one where they got sent into the jungle with no tools. They didn't have a fire starter. They didn't have a machete. They didn't have a mosquito net, anything that you would see normal people on Naked and Afraid get to take with them.
Was this like XL Extreme?
Yeah, kind of like that, but they called it no tools. So it's a dude and a chick, no tools, all right? So first off, you think about trying to make any kind of a shelter without tools. How do you do that? You got to find like a sharp rock and then beat the hell out of bamboo until it cuts. Anyways, these guys made it. They figured out a way to make a rain gutter system.
Yeah.
So that when the rain fell, it would go into bamboo via these like gutters,
and that's how they'd get their drinking water.
That's how they got their water. But and then they two rocks together like cavemen. They found rocks that had iron in it, so they could slam them together, and they got a spark, and then they got fire out of that.
At one point in life, you know that is what happened in real life,
which is ridiculous. And I kept sitting there thinking to myself, how much I appreciate a light switch or a gas burner or my car or the fireplace.
We sure are spoiled.
But I think that's the evolution of humans, that we're supposed to be living a little bit easier. Those were tough times. Those people only lived to be like 25 years old.
That's funny you're talking about that. We just finished up Suddenly Amish last night where 5 Americans go into the Amish world because
it would be that hard.
The Amish are like starting to get to the point where they're like, we're related to everybody. We need to bring in an outside source to help us continue to breed. That's what's happening in Lancaster. And so they bring these 5 Americans in. And it's like, let's see how they fare. And
do they breed them?
No.
Oh.
You have to go through indoctrination. Like at the end, you need to know how to make your own butter and feed the horses and catch a fish and all this stuff. That's no world that I could be in.
It's like joining the Latin Kings.
A close.
Different though.
A close second. But you go to church for so long, and they go in and out of Pennsylvania Dutch, and very confusing.
What would be the hardest part to be Amish?
The hypocrisy.
How so?
I think, well, you have James, who is like having everyone live by the book, and then all of a sudden off in the distance, he hears music. Where could this music be coming from? Oh, there's a bunch of teens on Rumspringa. And so he goes there and he gets into the Boone's Farm. He starts to dance to the music. All of this, and he's sitting on the back of a truck. All of this is not Amish. But he's such a hypocrite. He's making everybody live the Amish lifestyle. And then there's James.
You getting after it.
Kissing his cousin, by the way.
No.
But she makes sure you know it's his third cousin.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So, you know how many Googles we did last night?
What is this on? What streaming platform is it on? What's it called?
It's on.
Almost Amish?
Yeah. It's on TV somewhere, but we watch it on Hulu.
Okay. That sounds interesting.
But man, you think you have it hard. They have to light a kerosene lantern to even just go out to the bathroom. They have bats in their house. They clean all day, every day. They don't have a real lawnmower.
They just got one of those push ones with the blades?
Yeah.
That's cool. I could do Amish.
You could never do Amish.
I could do Amish. I couldn't do the naked and afraid thing. And then the other thing was then the one guy drank too much coconut water.
Uh-huh.
And he got the runs. And he said he went out into the little bay that they have by the beach.
Yeah.
He said he stood in the ocean and had diarrhea for 60 minutes.
Freaking gross.
I was like, what?
That's good TV, but that's awful.